Students, welcome to a History and Civics revision. In the last video, we revised the chapter 1 and chapter 2 of history. Today, we'll revise chapter 3 of history and chapter 1 of civics. Portion for unit test again is 3 chapters of history and 1 chapter of civics. In this, we revised in the last video these 2 chapters. Today, we'll revise chapter 3 of history and chapter 1 of civics. This is what we will revise in this particular video. Chapter 3 of History, Effects of British Rule, and Civics Chapter 1, Introduction to the Parliamentary System. Now, the most important factor was establishment of East India Company. That is, entry of the British into India is called establishment of East India Company. Now, besides Britishers, there were other European powers, for example, Dutch, Portuguese, French, who wanted to come and rule the country of India. There was a race among these European powers to rule the country of India. So the Dutch, Portuguese, French, and the British. These were the powers which had important race among themselves because all of them wanted to rule the country of India. Among them, the most stronger one were the Britishers, who ultimately won all over them and ruled the country of India. First is Britishers and Marathas. Now, obviously, Mumbai was the main center for trade. Today also we know Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra. So, over there, that time, the Britishers took entry into the place of Mumbai, and 3 wars were fought between the Britishers and the Marathas because Marathas did not want the Britishers to come and rule the country of India. And with this, a Treaty of Salbai, the Maratha and Anglo war came to an end. Now, what is the meaning of treaty? Treaty is a contract which is signed between any 2 parties. So, a contract was signed between Britishers and the Marathas, and that contract is called the Treaty of Salbai. Why this Treaty of Salbai? The Anglo means British-Maratha war came to an end. Next is subsidiary alliance. The meaning of subsidiary alliance is again a contract which is signed between 2 powers. It's called as subsidiary alliance. Now, it was started by Lord Wellesley. He was appointed as the Governor of India. Governor means someone who rule any particular area is called as governor. Subsidiary alliance was signed between Indian rulers and the British. As I said, it was again a contract which was signed. According to this alliance, Indian rulers would get British military support. So, based on this contract, both the parties have to come on one conclusion. They have to consider some points. So, with this treaty, with this contract, Indian rulers got support from the British military help. Indian rulers had to pay some tax to the British as a maintenance of the state. Now, since the Britishers took control over India to rule the country of India, the Indian rulers had to pay some tax to the British to take care. Maintenance means to take care, to pay for the police, to pay for the workers who work for the country. That is called as maintenance. So, all this money was taken from the Indian rulers, and the Indian rulers were not permitted to declare any war or sign any treaty without the permission of the British. That means almost all the political powers of India was now under the control of the Britishers. Effects of British rule on India. Now, something called as dual government was started. The meaning of dual government means 2 types of government ruling one time at the same time is called as dual government. Dual means 2. So, there were 2 governments which were ruling in the country of India. First is British government and next is the Indian government. That is called as dual government. It was introduced by Robert Clive in Bengal. He was Robert Clive who introduced this. Now, this was what happened is that the powers of India was divided into 2 governments, British government and the Indian government. The powers which the British government was to collect the taxes. Revenue means to tax. So, all the important powers went into the hands of the Britishers, whereas the lower powers, the powers which were not very important, went into the hands of the Nawab. That means to maintain law and order. So, the important law of collecting revenue or collecting tax went into the hands of the Britishers, and less important laws was given to the Indian ruler, Nawab of Bengal. And because of that, all the money went into the hands of the Britishers, and the Nawab was left with no money but to maintain the rule and order. Now, something called as parliamentary laws were started by the Britishers. That's this. First is Regulating Act was passed by Lord Warren Hastings, who became the governor. He got the rights to control the politics of Mumbai. Mumbai, even today and even that time, was an important city. Okay, and so most of the powers were given to the Britishers by act called as Regulating Act. Next was Pitt's Act was passed, which proved appointment of Board of Control for better regulation and management of affairs of British. Now, what is Board of Control? Now, all of us know every institution, every government has a body. We have a government to take care of a country. Similarly, Board of Control means a committee is appointed to function or to rule a particular country. That is called as Board of Control was appointed by the Britishers in the country of India. Okay, and next was civil services was started by them, military, police force, and judicial system. Okay, these were the important pillars of the British powers to rule the country of India: civil services, police, military, and the judiciary. Now, civil services became important part of the British government. Lord Cornwallis introduced bureaucracy. The meaning of bureaucracy means what? To divide the country of India. India was divided into various districts. Okay, and each district had a head that was called a district collector. Okay, and there were a lot of exams. The function of the district collector was to collect taxes. Revenue means tax, law and order. Okay, so the meaning of bureaucracy means to divide the country into various parts, which was done by Lord Cornwallis, and the officers had to give a competitive exam that was called as civil services exam to become an ICS officer. Now, economic policies, what happened was England was a modern nation. Because of that reason, whatever policies they had in the country of England, they tried to implement in the country of India. So, whatever they tried to change the country of Indian society, it had bad effects on India. Okay, because of them, the India started facing financial or economic problem. First problem was land revenue policy. The Britishers started something called as land revenue policy. Means the farmers have to pay the taxes to the British government based on the size of the land. If the farmer has more size, big land, he has to pay more taxes. If the farmer had small land, he had to pay less taxes. Okay, and the farmer have to compulsorily pay the taxes. If the farmer were unable to pay taxes, his land was to be confiscated. The meaning of the word confiscated means kabje mein aana. Okay, the British government took control over the land which was owned by the Indian farmers if they were unable to pay the taxes. So all this, because of these people, the farmers became extremely poor and had to face economic problems. Now, what happened because of that? That is, the people were unable to pay the taxes. Why? Because they did not get more income from the crops they grew. Okay, they had to sell the crops at whatever price they could, because if they were unable to pay taxes, their land would be confiscated. So at certain times, the farmers even mortgage their land. Mortgage means girvi rakhna. Okay, because they would unable to pay the taxes to the British government, they kept their land as mortgage. Okay, and farmers became bankrupt. Why they became bankrupt? Bankrupt ka matlab कर्ज बजरी. Okay, bankrupt means unable to pay the loan which the farmers took from the bank. Since the farmers did not get any income from the crops they grew, they were unable to pay the loan, tax to the government. Since they have to pay taxes, they have to take loan from the bank. That is called as bankrupt. Okay, if the farmers were unable to pay taxes, their land has to be sold to the British government, and the people who troubled the Indian farmers were the government, zamindars, moneylenders, and the merchants. They were the people who terribly troubled the Indian farmers. Now, commercialization of agriculture means earlier, but before the Britishers came to the country of India, the Indian farmers cultivated food grains. Food grain means rice, jawar, bajra, which they required every day. But since the British government came to India, they forced the Indian farmers to cultivate cash crops like cotton, indigo, tobacco, and tea. Okay, these are the crops which are called as cash crops, which are extremely expensive for the farmers to cultivate. So this is called as commercialization of agriculture, because the farmers were forced to cultivate these type of crops which they did not get any income from, but has to face a lot of economic exploitation. Development in transport and communication. Now for the purpose of trade or to rule the country of India, the Britishers started various services. For example, they started train. First railway started in the year 1853 from Mumbai to Thane. They started something called as telegram. You know, telegram is a service, a kind of post office kind of to send letters or products from one place to another. Okay, postal service. All this was started by the Britishers for them to communicate themselves from one place to another. So now, after the trouble by the Britishers, a lot of new industries developed in the country of India. Those were textile industry started in Mumbai. Next was jute mill, iron industry. These industries were started in the country of India by the Indian merchants, Indian businessmen. Now, social and cultural factors. Lot of important values of humanitarianism, insaniyat, democracy, nationalism and liberalism. These were the important values that Indian people have to learn. Democracy is to respect the people. Nationalism is love for our own country, and liberalism is free from all the powers. Now, lot of problems which were faced by the people of India, for example, sati. Sati is the act where if a husband dies, women also have to jump along with the husband. That is called as sati, which was stopped by William Benedict. Lord Dalhousie started something called as Widow Remarriage Act. So a lot of good things were also started by the Indian Britishers in the country of India. They stopped with the Sati Act and they started widow remarriage. Widow remarriage means a lady who does not have a husband, whose husband is died, is called as widow. She was allowed to remarry and is called as remarriage. Now various concepts were brought to India, Indian thoughts, Western thoughts, modern reforms, science and technology. Everything was developed. India was now exposed to modern concepts. Everything was developed in the country of India. Universities were set up. Education became important part in the place of Kolkata, Mumbai and Madras. Okay. Civics chapter 1, Introduction to Parliamentary System. Now we have to understand that there are three important branches of government. These are legislature, executive and judiciary. Legislature means the government that makes laws for the country is called legislature. Executive is the people or the government who help the people to follow the rules and laws are called as executive, and judiciary is to provide justice. Justice we get in the court. So the three important branches of government are legislature, executive and judiciary. Now there are two important types of government, parliamentary system and presidential system. First is parliamentary system. Over here, when you have the system of parliament, the country that follows parliamentary system has a president, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. It also has the Prime Minister. Okay. Prime Minister and Council of Ministers run the country. Council of Ministers means various mantris, ministers who are appointed. You can say Chief Minister of various states, Education Minister, Health Minister are called as Council of Ministers. All together, along with Prime Minister, run the country in the system of parliamentary system of government. It is called a responsible system of government because actually the Council of Ministers along with Prime Minister runs the country. That is called as parliamentary system. In presidential system, you have the president as the head. He runs the entire country, and the country like USA follows system of presidential system. So when you have the parliamentary system, you have president, you have prime minister, you have both the houses, you have Lok Sabha, you have Rajya Sabha, you have elections after every 5 years. Whereas in the presidential system, you have only the president as the head of the country, and he is the one who makes rules and laws for the country. Students, I hope this video is clear to you and the concept of chapter 3 and civics chapter 1 is clear. I request you please watch the video. We'll continue with semester portion in the next video. Thank you.